Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight, we are recapping the week's nerdy news from New York Comic Con to Retro Game Con and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me as always, Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
That's about a 4.5 hour drive is what's up. And our friend Matt Flint did it between Thursday and Friday.
That's true. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. He was at New York City Comic Con and Retro Game Con, as was I, as was Steve. I was there all weekend. Steve was there for a little bit. Well, you were there a good amount of time.
Yeah.
But you were only behind the table for a little bit with me on Saturday morning, Retro Game Con. You were there as a regular old patron on Sunday.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which looked like a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's the first time I've been at a con as a just goer in a good long time.
Yeah, I got to say, by that third day, I was jealous because 3 days is a long time. It's a long time to be standing behind a table. I'm not someone that sits. I'm not a sitter.
No.
I like to stand because I like to try to engage with people.
Yeah, I feel like both of us at a con table, both of us are definitively standers.
Yeah, exactly. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, standing. It's a lot of standing.
I mean, Thursday you had your
still tired.
Thursday you had your setup day too, so it wasn't even like that was a day off.
It's true. Setup. That's why I almost said Thursday because I went there Thursday night to set up. Then Friday from 2 to 8. Saturday from 11 to 8. That was a long day. And Sunday from 11 to 5. That felt like nothing after the first 2 days.
Oh, they shut down at 5 on Sunday? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All that being said, it was hands down the best con that I've ever done. It was a very successful 3 days for me as a comic book writer and a seller of comic books. It was great. I had a great time. I hope to do it next year. Shout out to everybody that puts on Retro Game Con here in Syracuse, New York. If you missed it, I think they do like a mini one in the summertime.
In the
spring, right? They do like a mini spring one, and then
May.
Yeah, right, sure. And then the big one is early October.
Yep.
Every year, and hopefully I will be back next year because, like I said, super fun time and a super good show for me.
Yep.
So thank you to everybody who came out. Some people that I know that are either friends of the pod or just want to say thank you to all of you that came out and said hi and bought a book or had me sign one or whatever. Thanks so much. Had a great time. And some of those people that I did. What's that?
That book that Mike is talking about is his recent release. I brought a gorilla to a gunfight. Be very different if you bought a gorilla at a gunfight. However,
it's the follow-up. The follow-up is
that's
I bought a
gorilla
too. At a gunfight. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Funny. What if that's the origin of how they got together? That she was at a gunfight and somehow purchased a gorilla while during a gunfight. It's not. Okay. I know what the origin is. That's not it. So,
fair enough. How do you know what the origin is, Mike? Come on. Would you
create these
characters or
something? My single greatest piece of advice when it comes to writing is that you should know way more about your characters than you're putting in the book. You should know where they come from. You should know their backstory. You should know if they're right-handed or left-handed. Like, you should know all these things. If they know each other, you should know how they know each other, even if that's not what the book is about. You should know these things because that will change the way you write those characters. So, yes, I know how Penny Westfield met Moki the gorilla.
And this is one of the most important things for aspiring DMs as well.
That's right.
You need to know the ins and outs of every story you're telling. So
you got to know the answer to every possible question.
And if you want to know the answers to the questions that we're posing, you can hear more from us by subscribing to the pod on your favorite podcatcher of choice.
That's right.
YouTube, which some of you are currently watching us on, or interact with us on socials at The Multiverse Report. Feel free to leave us a review on any of those platforms. 5 stars preferred, obviously.
Of course.
And keep in touch and check us out.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and hello to you people in the YouTubes. I mentioned New York Comic Con in the intro because we're going to talk about a lot of news that came out of New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
We got a good amount of comics news tonight, actually, more than normal. I mean, Steve, you texted me while stuff was starting to break saying like, wow, we're getting more news out of New York Comic Con than we got out of San Diego Comic Con, because I remember you and I thought San Diego Comic Con was kind of like light on big announcements this past year.
Yeah, usually Hall H at San Diego is like the premier place to drop news. And there was kind of crickets coming out of there this year.
Yeah, I don't remember what, but there was like a couple things, but nothing was really earth-shattering.
No major anything.
Yeah, and none of this is earth-shattering, but it's certainly a few things that I certainly got excited about.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with some Marvel news. Now, Marvel dropped 2 teaser trailers at New York Comic Con. One is available online for you to watch, and one is not officially released online. Oh, 3. What's the third? What did I miss?
Vision Quest.
They put a trailer for Vision Quest? Oh man, is this going to be one of those got to pause the podcast so I can watch?
No, it was a Comic-Con exclusive. It was another one like
so
that.
it's not available.
So no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. Okay, yeah, and Vision Quest, I guess they dropped a trailer for. They also dropped a teaser for Wonder Man series that we have heard of for a long time. It's finally coming out early next year. And season 2 of Daredevil Born Again, which is not officially released online, although an actress by the name of Kristen Ritter took a video of it and posted it to her social medias. So you can, if you follow her, you might be able to watch it before she gets yelled at to take it down.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
that's the Andrew Garfield school of spoilers. Just throw it out there, and just it is what it is.
Change it when you get yelled at. Yep. Yeah. So the Daredevil Born Again trailer, which we can't really talk about because we haven't really seen it. I did actually see a bit of the Kristen Ritter post, but there was no audio on it. The version that I saw, it was like a repost or whatever. So I don't know. There's no audio, and it was really quick. It was like 20 seconds of just clips, and they showed what you would expect to see. They showed Daredevil. They showed Wilson Fisk. They showed Karen Page. They showed Bullseye, Jessica Jones, the aforementioned Kristen Ritter.
Yep.
Which we knew she was going to be reprising her role in Daredevil season 2. This part that I didn't see in the leaked trailer, but was reported all over the place, is that Foggy Nelson was in the trailer. And that is interesting because if you watched even just the first 5 minutes of Daredevil Born Again season 1, you know that character is dead.
Yeah. Yep. Quite dead. Seemed quite dead.
Quite dead. And despite Daredevil taking place within the magical, mystical Marvel Cinematic Universe, Daredevil doesn't really seem like the property that's going to be doing magical mystery things like bringing people back from the dead. Pretty grounded, despite featuring characters with superpowers. They keep the show pretty grounded. So I'm not sure. Obviously, it could be a flashback, could be a vision, could be anything. But I doubt that the character is actually back to life. So can't really say much about that, although it is coming out in March, so we don't have too much longer to wait. A few more months. It'll be here before we know it. But we can talk about, because we did get a full release of the teaser trailer for Wonder Man, show that stars Abdul Yahya Mateen, Black Manta himself, Dr. Manhattan himself, and oh my god, I'm blanking on his name. He's like a Oscar-winning actor who's been in multiple Marvel projects.
Ben Kingsley?
Ben Kingsley, yeah. Thank you. I was not anywhere close.
I was trying to figure out where you were going. I'm like,
yeah.
The Mandarin.
How do I not know that guy's name? Yeah,
Trevor, rather.
Trevor, yeah. Steve, what'd you think of the Wonder Man trailer?
In the vein of a lot of Marvel TV, I think it's weird enough to work. Like this gave me, and not in the same way, but kind of, dare I say, She-Hulk vibes.
Okay.
In the sense that the way they posed it and what we saw in the trailer was I don't think. I mean, it definitely isn't your stereotypical superhero show. It's
Correct.
going to be a very meta, over the top, almost satire of what's going on.
I don't know about satire, but I mean, I liked this trailer.
Yeah.
But I think the reason I liked it, it's going to sound insane because we're talking about a Marvel show.
Right.
I think the reason I liked it is that it just seemed like a show and not a superhero show.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like, there's no hint of superhero-ness in this trailer.
No.
At all. It's about a famous director coming out of retirement to remake a Wonder Man movie. It's like as if Wonder Man existed as an old series in the 70s or something, or maybe it was a movie, or they don't really say, but this guy's coming out of retirement to remake it. And Abdul Yahya Mateen's character wants to star in it. He's an actor and is trying to get the role of Wonder Man.
Right.
And he's got an agent and he's taking meetings and going to auditions and stuff. But that's the trailer. That's it. There's no CGI fighting.
It's just
there's
Simon
no
Williams
reveal of him in the costume.
Right. Simon Williams trying to get a job.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Why
it.
not?
But it looked good. It looked like a good show about an actor trying to get a role.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure that there's going to be some kind of twist in it. And it must lead into superpowers at some point, right? Don't you think?
I mean,
you would think it would.
Wonder Man has superpowers, so you would think so.
I just like the way it was shot. Also, it was kind of like it looked like a lot of it was like handheld cameras, like little shaky vibes to the camera. It just felt it didn't feel like volumey, you know? It didn't feel too on set. You know, looked like a lot of like actual outside practical locations that had a good look to it.
The film sets looked like film sets.
Yeah.
It's got to be the easiest thing to film in the world. Like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna back the cameras up 15 feet, and then shoot.
I love any movie that has like actors actors walking on like backgrounds of movie sets and just like people in wacky costumes like walking by. Like you've seen it a million times, right? From like Pee-wee's Big Adventure to like The Studio on Apple TV or whatever. Just like I love like walking through the stages and there's Santa Claus and there's people in knights costumes and people carrying a ladder. Like I just love all that shit. I don't know why. And this trailer kind of felt like it. So there's definitely going to be more to this, and I'm interested to see more. But like from what it is, like this is interesting enough for me to get on board based on this teaser. Although it is wildly different from any other Marvel thing, because you could show this to somebody and they wouldn't even think that it was a Marvel Comics show. They could just think it's and maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're like, oh, we just want to treat this like a show to suck people in that aren't Marvel people necessarily. And they'll get into it. Now that being said, did you notice that the director is played by, I don't know the actor's name, but it's the same guy that played the president of whatever evil country in Superman. Yeah. He's having a good year. Are you trying to remember the character's name?
No, I was trying to remember the country name.
The country. Yeah, I know. I can't. Yeah. Speaking of Wonder Man, and speaking of Daredevil Born Again, and speaking of Marvel, we got some official dates for the next slew of Marvel projects, and pretty sure that we said a number of times that Marvel's going to slow things down and put out less stuff, right?
Sure.
And I guess
we've said that.
when it comes to movies, I guess that's happening. And but weren't they saying they were going to do like one TV show a year and like 2 to 3 movies maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that didn't seem to happen.
It didn't seem to happen. Let's talk about this Marvel schedule for 2026. In January, no specific date, but January, we'll see Wonder Man. Wonder Man drops in January. I think it was originally supposed to drop in November or December. I don't wonder why it got pushed a month. I don't know. Then on the heels of that, in March, we get Daredevil Born Again, season 2. That's coming up in March. That came out in March last year. They're trying to hit an annual March release for seasons of Daredevil Born Again. The announced Punisher special, they're saying early to mid 2026, so could be like spring, early summer maybe. X-Men 97 season 2, summer 2026. Spider-Man Brand New Day, 4th Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, July 31st, 2026.
Still insane that that's where it is.
Yep. We'll see what that's going to be like. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man season 2, fall of 2026. Then Vision Quest, late 2026. That's all it says. And Avengers Doomsday, of course, scheduled for December 18th, 2026. So much we don't know about that movie either. And of course, something like Vision Quest could get pushed if it's, behind schedule or whatever. But that is a lot of projects for 2026. After years at this point, talk of scaling back, trimming things down, not putting out as much stuff. And of course, not all these things are even technically like canon to the MCU. Like Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, X-Men 97, those are like
right. Ancillary animated projects.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Doomsday is technically the only Marvel movie that is being put out.
Well, sure, because Brand New Day is a Sony project. But it's an MCU movie. You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, Feige is not lying when he said they were putting one movie out. They did.
Well, I guess
they are putting one movie out.
I think they said 2 to 3 movies. I don't think they said 1. I think they said 2 to 3. So that's in line. But like the TV stuff is like way more than they.
Yeah,
said.
I mean the Punisher thing is a one shot.
Yeah.
You're still.
And they're not even spacing out the 2 live action series. The 2 live action series comes out January, March, boom, bam, and then Vision Quest at the end of the year.
Whatever late means.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't really care.
No.
And I don't necessarily feel overwhelmed by this because, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man probably because I didn't watch season 1, and it's not that I don't want to. I just didn't. I don't know.
No, I watched like 3 episodes with my kid, and we both thought it was great, and then we just never went back to it.
Right. Like Wonder Man's interesting to me. Daredevil is like my favorite Marvel thing. So yes, of course I'm going to watch Daredevil. I'm excited to watch Daredevil. Punisher is going to be great. I mean, that's a one shot, like you said. Great. But still, it's just a lot, I guess.
I can't wait to see Frank Castle just going ham.
Me too, dude.
Me too. Yeah.
So does this mean this makes me think that he's not going to be in season 2 of Daredevil if his special doesn't come out until after.
I mean, maybe it just ties into wherever he leaves off after season 2.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Like maybe there's a couple of cameos here and there. Like, yeah, he may be in season 2, but it may not be like integral to the plot.
Yeah, because I guess like that post-credit scene of the finale of season 1, he was like working to break out of whatever that little glass cell that he was in. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He was like captured. And I guess at the time we thought that was going to set up his special. Maybe it's just going to set up where he is in Daredevil season 2. I don't know.
And then his special is like focusing on him, destroying all those people that take his symbol in vain.
But also, hey, don't forget, he's also in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's in Daredevil season 2, then we're getting 3 doses of Punisher, Frank Castle, this year or next year.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. Absolutely. Especially he was so good in Daredevil season 1, or Born Again season 1, I should say.
Sorry, that got me thinking about seeing like people at the Comic-Con that had a Punisher shirt and Punisher hat on.
I saw 2 different people that were wearing both hats and shirts of Punisher.
And like this is a retro video game con. Like this isn't a Comic-Con where there's a fair chance at a Comic-Con if you see that, like, I don't know, there's at least a 30% chance that they're wearing it because they actually like Frank Castle as a character.
And understand the comics and understand that he hates cops.
Right. Yeah. Whereas outside of that venue, I'm like, that drops to like 5% maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. Yep.
Yeah. Steve, let me just check in while we're talking about these projects that are coming out in 2026.
Mhm.
I just want to check in with you. Where is your hype level for Avengers Doomsday?
Until you made this list, I forgot it was happening.
I'm laughing because honestly, when I read this list, I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's coming out next year."
Yep.
Um,
No, like my hype list or my hype meter for this list: X-Men 97, Daredevil, Wonder Man, Punisher.
yeah, I think I go Daredevil, X-Men, Punisher, Wonder Man.
Yeah, Punisher's probably above Wonder Man,
Well,
but when I
I don't
looked
know,
at the
like
list, I was like, I saw Wonder Man before I saw Punisher.
I guess, but I will say a few of those things could be eclipsed by Spider-Man: Brand New Day, depending on what the trailers look like.
Yeah.
Right, and once we get a sense of what that movie's going to be like.
Give me more
But
Charlie
I can't
Cox
see.
with Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the only project that's on this list that I think can do anything to really kind of lead into or set up Avengers Doomsday in any way is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I can't see Wonder Man
Nope. None of
or
the others
Daredevil
are.
or Punisher. Like that's not going to happen. And not that I really need anything to set it up. I'm just surprised that so far the only thing that really seems like it's going to tie into Avengers Doomsday is Fantastic Four, the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four. Which are still characters that, as far as we are concerned, exist in a different universe
Right.
than our mainline MCU. So I guess, I mean, it's crazy that there's an Avengers movie coming out in a year, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy that that is happening and we don't know anything about it. And it's not in a way where we're excited that we don't know anything about it, that we're like dubious about not knowing anything about it and just like, oh, okay, we'll see what, it's not a, it's kind of like what we were saying about Fantastic Four. But it's crazy to say it about an Avengers movie where it's not a guaranteed home run, I don't think.
No,
Isn't it
it's
crazy
not,
to say
and
that?
it's especially not in. I guess in the climate we're living in, where it's been a while since the last Avengers movie, and there's
Yep.
been nothing to move the needle on any Marvel property forward in that time.
There's no like thread that we're following.
No,
There's no.
it's like throw a bunch of shit at a wall and see what sticks, and nothing
Yeah.
stuck.
There's
Except
no
for
momentum.
like Daredevil Born Again is probably the only thing that like stuck.
Yeah. There's no momentum that is leading us into a climactic film. Like, Infinity War / Endgame. There's no threads. Like, what are we doing? So like Avengers Doomsday just has to operate like every other Marvel movie and just like tell us what's going on. We can't go in with any. We're not going in with any prior knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, well,
of what it's going to be about.
Let's do that thing where we take a look at what Phase 5 had. So Marvel Phase 5 was Quantumania, which was a massive flop.
Yep.
By
Bad movie.
I didn't mind the movie as much as most people, but it was not a good movie.
Nope.
Guardians Volume 3, which was the closure of a
Great.
like that closed the chapter.
Yep.
So that's not gaining hype and leading into something.
Yep.
The Marvels, which
It was fine.
yeah, it was a movie. Like
That was fun.
I enjoyed
That
it.
was fun. Well, the Marvels, the post-credit scene of the Marvels is something that probably set up Avengers Doomsday.
With the binary drop there?
And the
X-Men.
I mean, it's long enough to say that Beast is in that.
Yeah.
Post-credit scene. Hank McCoy.
Kelsey Grammer as Beast.
Played by Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, who has been announced to be in Avengers Doomsday. And I think just so many, of course, all the online trolls and stuff that were hating it no matter what, but like the movie didn't do very well on its own. So like no one, like, how many people were just heard me say that and were shocked that we just said that Beast was at the end of
Right.
of the Marvels. Like, you're like, oh, wow, what? That might be the only one that actually set anything up. But anyway, yeah, you're right. It didn't. It didn't like.
Didn't move the needle.
It didn't excite the fans
Yeah.
enough to like, be ready for it.
Deadpool and Wolverine, which was a giant member berries situation, very similar to No Way Home.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with it. Certainly didn't move the MCU forward in any way.
No. And every
Yeah.
time I watch it, I'm like, this is worse than the last time I watched it, which sucks for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Brave New World, which was not a good movie.
Ooh. Did you ever finally watch that?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
Again, I didn't think it was
Oh,
as
yeah, you
bad
did
as
tell me that. You
people.
told me that, yeah.
I didn't think it was as bad as people thought, but it definitely wasn't like, we're not talking, masterpiece theater here.
I was able to enjoy myself while I was watching that movie, but yeah, I thought it was pretty bad.
Yeah. And then Thunderbolts, which was the best movie of that whole phase, I think. Guardians.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not as good as Guardians 3, I don't think, but Thunderbolts is the only movie. I guess Guardians 3 moved like those characters forward.
Right. But
it
then
didn't
like
move the
sealed
MCU.
them up in a tight little bow to send off to wherever.
Exactly. Thunderbolts is the only one that kind of did, I think, move some characters forward into a new place and created a new team. There's like literally a new Avengers team at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
And so like that's the only, but that still doesn't, I don't know how that connects to Doctor Doom. I don't know.
No, but then
like,
but look at the TV. The best thing the MCU has ever produced, Secret Invasion.
That's Phase 5?
Huh? Yeah, that was the first TV series of Phase 5. For the record, I say that with full facetiousness.
Oh yeah.
Loki season 2, which was pretty damn good.
Great.
What If exists. Echo, which I thought was very good, but again doesn't do much for. It's another street level show that doesn't do a ton for Doomsday.
I would love to see her come back in Daredevil.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Agatha All Along, again, great, but I don't think really ties into the rest of the MCU at all.
I mean, it gave us a new character.
Right. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, Billy will tie into Vision Quest, but not so much anywhere else probably.
Right.
And then Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Born Again, which we talked about, and Ironheart. Which I guess we finally got our Mephisto on, but like at what cost?
I couldn't finish Ironheart. I couldn't finish it. I gave up. I tried real hard. Sorry, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't working for me. But I do know that apparently Mephisto gets introduced at the end. But you tell me Mephisto's going to be in Avengers Doomsday? Like, what's happening here? It's still like
setup.
Too many. Yeah. There's still too many dangling things. The post-credit scene of Thunderbolts, I was really excited by because it did seem like it was furthering the universe and furthering the characters and teased Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But then what we saw at the end of that tease didn't have anything to do with what happened in Fantastic Four. So we still don't know where and why that post-credit scene is taking place in Thunderbolts.
Right.
So,
and I mean,
it's still just a bunch of dangling threads and nothing really pulling them together.
Phase 6 is First Steps, and then the 2 this year and Secret Wars, and that's it for films. And then all the TV series that we talked about, and that's it.
That's crazy.
That's all of Phase 6.
Are you saying Phase 6 is just that's all the movies that have been announced for Phase 6, or that's all of Phase 6? 4 movies are in Phase 6.
Yep.
They don't even have like Blade up there as a placeholder anymore?
No, nothing.
Wow. So shortest phase ever, right? Only 4 movies?
And
I guess you're counting the TV stuff, but
the TV stuff is Eyes of Wakanda, Zombies, and then Wonder Man, Born Again, Vision Quest, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
I got to watch more Zombies.
I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah. No, just the whole thing
all right.
seems weird. Like that's
I'm just
only
really.
like Doomsday is technically supposed to be 2028, right?
You mean like in its timeline?
No,
Or
like when it's currently slated to come out.
no, 26. That's why we just talked. That's why we're talking about it next year.
Sorry,
December.
Secret Wars.
Oh, Secret Wars.
Wrong Avengers. Apologies.
Okay, yeah.
Oh no, so that'd
Was
be
it 28 or 27?
27. It was only supposed to be
I
a
think it's
year gap.
27.
So yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
What are they, there's got to be something else they're putting out next year. Well, I guess 2 years from now, but
I'm just real curious to see what we start hearing about Avengers Doomsday, and like trailers and whatnot. Like the whole Robert Downey Jr. of it all. Like, what is this going to be? What are they trying to do? What is it going to be? And is it going to be enough to reignite excitement for the MCU that has definitely waned?
I will go on the record and say no, it will not. And Marvel is throwing a boatload of money at this to try and chase the dragon on it. And yeah, we're not. Let's put it this way: chasing the dragon never works out well for anyone, and that it feels very much like where this is going.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's not only, to me, they have two huge hurdles to clear for me. One is to like somehow have a cohesive story that makes sense, that brings all these characters together that have not teamed up or really know each other or interact in a lot of ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Shang-Chi doesn't know who the Thunderbolts are. Fantastic Four doesn't know anybody because they're in a different universe, you know?
The X-Men
just
have
a lot of,
no
like,
fucking clue what's going on.
yeah, exactly.
Like, does this, I guess that's the thing. Like, does Doomsday just set up AVX? Like, are we just doing Avengers versus X-Men?
I hope not. I'm not into that.
Like,
that's bad. That would be boring.
We had enough of that in the 2010s. Like, let's not do that.
Yeah, I'd be bored by that. So the first hurdle is just coming up with like an engaging plot that moves the universe forward and moves the characters forward. The second hurdle to me is explaining why Doctor Doom looks like Tony Stark.
Right.
Like, because that's such a huge question mark for me, and I don't know that. I mean, there's a lot of people that work on this movie that are more talented, way more talented, and have ideas that I would never have. And I'm just really hoping that they have some idea that explains it and makes it great, because I can't think of anything that would excuse it or make it not weird or confusing or stupid. So
yeah, that's a weird.
Fingers crossed.
It really is a weird situation. And then, I mean, as dumb as it sounds, how do you get from there to, for anyone who's read any of the comics, how do you get from there to Secret Wars?
I don't know. It depends on what their version of Secret Wars is, because, you know, their version of Secret Wars might not be exactly like the comics. So
yeah, I mean, I almost wonder, like, Secret Wars almost seems like it's iconic enough that you at least have to have some semblance of a tie to it.
You would think.
So
I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, I guess
we'll probably get a
brand new day for Spider-Man would be in that same vein, but who knows what the hell they're doing with that.
Yeah, true. We'll see. We'll probably get a Doomsday teaser probably sometime this like spring, early summer, I would think.
Yeah,
May-ish.
probably. I mean, what do you think the timeline on Spider-Man would be? We're gonna have to get something like that, like attached to something this late fall, early, like maybe
I say like
December-ish?
something.
I mean, they're still filming it.
I say like maybe Christmas time we get a teaser.
Right.
Maybe.
Like, I don't think they've wrapped on that, have they?
No, I don't think so. No, it was just like 2 weeks ago that Tom Holland got a concussion.
Oh, yeah, when he
they had
himself.
to pause filming for a week or whatever. Yeah.
So, and yet Doomsday is in post, right?
I don't know. I don't know. They've been real secretive about filming of Doomsday, but I believe it. I think I read that it wrapped. I think you're right. So
Weird. Whole thing's weird.
whole thing's weird. Whole thing is weird. Steve, before we move on to the next story, have you finished Peacemaker season 2? Okay. So at the end of this episode, we can talk about Peacemaker season 2. And I would love to. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes.
Great show. Great show. So that's the only bit of DC stuff we have right now, until we get to comics, I should say. Right now, we're talking about another trailer that came out of New York Comic Con, the trailer for Invincible Season 4. We also got a release window. They're looking for March 2026, the Amazon Prime series Invincible Season 4. Straight up, Steve, I got to admit, I put this on the rundown. I didn't watch the trailer.
I watched the trailer and I didn't watch seasons 2 or 3. I got
Right.
surprised by things in the trailer. So
that's why I didn't watch the trailer. That's
Yeah.
why, because I would love to go watch seasons 2 and 3 and that whatever other specials that they've come out with.
Right.
I just haven't. Once I get to it, I'll get to it, but I haven't. I didn't want to spoil anything for myself. So
No, and it's 100% like I think we're both in this vein of neither of us didn't watch this because we didn't want to.
yeah,
We
not that we
strictly
didn't like season 1. I thought
right.
season 1 was great.
We strictly
Yeah.
didn't watch it because life.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know I'm sure there might be people listening or watching right now. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? How are you not watching Invincible?" I
If
get yelled
Brian
at
was
it.
in the chat, he would be yelling at us right now.
Yeah, absolutely, he would be.
If Paco was in the chat,
Multiple-
he would really be yelling at us right now.
Yeah, I got a little. I've been yelled at by Paco before in the past.
Same.
Gotten yelled at by Jesse from Funky Town in the past by not having not watched Invincible.
You know what? I have never read a single issue of Invincible.
That I have done. I have.
It's
but
one
it
of
was
those
long
where
enough to go.
I see the trades and I'm like, I should get one of those. And then I
Yeah.
look at my fucking backlog and I'm like, nope.
Right.
I'm holding myself from doing this.
Yeah, I read like an early trade of like the first 6 or 8 issues or something, and it was long enough ago that I didn't remember. I only remembered the very basics of it when season 1 came out, but not enough that I don't think any of the twists in season 1 were spoiled for me at all. I don't think I even knew about the Omni-Man thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there's a new trailer for Invincible season 4. Steve, you said you were surprised by some things in the trailer, but what did you think of the trailer overall, even though you haven't watched seasons 2 and 3?
I mean, it seemed like it was in the vein of Invincible, and I really enjoyed season 1. So why the hell not?
All right, why the hell not? More Invincible. It's really burning things up. I know. I feel like Funky Town people won't stop talking about how Invincible stuff just flies off the shelf.
Yeah.
Like they can't keep Invincible stuff in stock. It's so popular.
Yeah.
So
they did it right.
We're missing out, Steve. We're missing out.
We are. You know,
it's our own fault.
You know what? Our rundown is also missing out on a couple of things that I did want to bring up that came out of Comic-Con.
Oh, bring them up. Please bring them up.
So you said we are not talking about DC stuff. There was a DC announcement that I mentioned to you that we didn't bring up, that they are officially developing a Batman Nightfall animated series.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the animated stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is officially going to be directed by Jeff Wamister. Script coming from Jeremy Adams, Jim Krieg, and Kimberly Moreau. And Rick Morales is the producer. I don't know any of them, but yeah. I mean, Nightfall is pretty iconic.
Saying it's a multi-part.
Yeah.
It's multiple parts, right? My guess is that they'll do 3 parts, similar to the way they did the comic series, where there'll be Nightfall, Night Quest, and Night's End.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could put it into 2 if they cut a bunch of stuff. But yeah, like you said, pretty iconic storyline. This is was spinning out of the incredibly popular early 90s story, The Death of Superman. They're like, well, what can we do to Batman?
Right.
Like, we killed Superman, can't kill Batman, but well, let's break his back. So introduce the character of Bane. It's a genius strategist, but also incredibly strong. Broke Bruce Wayne's back. Bruce Wayne has to stop being Batman, but he brings in somebody else, an outsider kind of, to take over. And that outsider, the power goes to his head and he goes crazy and he starts killing people. And then Bruce Wayne has to come back to being Batman and nurse himself back to health in order to take him out. Loosely adapted by Christopher Nolan in The Dark Knight Rises.
Right.
Not a dissimilar storyline, although that movie, can't say that it really executed it all that well. Kind of too much going on in that movie. Classic.
I was going to say
trilogy.
classic third movie.
Yep, classic third movie.
Yep.
But I'll definitely be excited to see an animated version because you can do a lot more with animation, and it's going to be an Elseworlds thing. It's not going to be animation that fits into James Gunn's DCU because we don't even have a Batman yet in James Gunn's DCU. So, on Elseworlds Tale, you don't have to worry about what characters you can use or can't use. So you could make it a straight adaptation of the comics, and Robin can be in there, and Jean-Paul Valley, and all those main characters from the Nightfall storyline. Lady Shiva would be cool. Big part of Night's End. She's the one that helps Bruce get his groove back, really retrains him to become Batman again. So a lot of characters, and yeah, I'm down for that. I'll watch the heck out of that. When is that coming out? Did they give a date for it?
2026, because vagaries.
Okay.
Right. The speaking of Knights, the other trailer that dropped was a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is the Duncan Egg.
Oh,
I don't know
if
you
that.
did. You
the whole trailer came out.
How did you miss that? You were sitting at a convention for 3 days, Mike. That's how you missed that.
I sure was. Sure was.
So this one, I'm actually, for as sour as I got on House of the Dragon, this one I'm actually pretty pumped about. Just because I did read the source material and it was great. So I think especially if you watch the video, it's much more grounded. It's a very down to earth tale of like what's referred to as a hedge knight in the books, of like just this wandering knight who doesn't have loyalty to any family or whatever. He's just out doing good deeds. Yeah. And his squire ends up being Aegon Targaryen, who is like third in line for the throne. Sure. Yeah. But is off being the squire for this hedge knight. And it's it's a very good tale. I hope from the trailer it looks like they'll adapt it pretty well. They even came out and said like everything from the sprawling intro to Game of Thrones and the score by Ramin Djawadi and all this is this huge orchestral, like big themed everything, and this is bringing it back to focusing on these two characters. Cool. So, as at least it showed that there's some promise to it. So I'm fine with it.
Great. Yeah, it's crazy that I feel like House of the Dragon was huge when season 1 hit, and then by the time season 2 came out, no one cared about it anymore. Like the hype was just gone.
Yeah, it really kind of fell off a cliff.
So it'll really be interesting to see how this one does, if they can recapture any of like the magic of Game of Thrones, which I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can do.
They couldn't even by the end of Game of Thrones, Mike.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think the end of Game of Thrones was just like, okay, well, I'm done with this for a lot of people, me included. I didn't finish season 1 of House of the Dragon. I thought it was fine, but
and the last piece of non-comic news that I want to touch on is, if you were a betting man, what would you bet on? What would you bet on the opening weekend of Tron Ares to be?
Oh yeah, good call. I did see this. I don't know the number, but I know that it didn't do well.
33 million domestic, 60 million global total for opening weekend. That's not a one-day total. That's opening weekend.
Yeah, and that's like it was like a $200 million movie.
Got to be
like a lot of
Yeah, it says 180 million to produce. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's weird that they even made another Tron movie because the Tron Legacy I didn't think even did very well. And
It was like
you know, I
400,
heard
400 worldwide.
okay. But how wasn't that like how long ago when did Tron Legacy come out?
2010.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
And
Yeah.
like, did they think casting Jared Leto was going to be the key to getting people in the door? Because
Just a huge a huge mistake on the studio's part of casting Jared Leto. Just a huge problem for them. I think audiences have so soured on Jared Leto because of his off-screen weirdness
because of his
and
everything.
because of his everything. Um, yeah, just a horrible casting decision. I did hear somebody on a podcast talking about how they're pretty sure it doesn't matter how much money this movie makes because the studio just made it because they needed a commercial for their roller coaster at Disney World. Their Tron
Which I can say,
roller
having
coaster.
having read Road Tron in the Ares like red format, it was cool as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah,
Like
I bet it was.
that with a Nine Inch Nails soundtrack blasting in the background, like I was
Yeah.
fine with that. However,
I'm sure.
I didn't make me want to watch the movie anymore.
No. Well, you know, according to who was it that I heard say this? I don't remember who but it was a reputable person. I wish I could remember who it was. Saying like, yeah, it doesn't matter because they just want people to go to their parks, and it's a $200 million commercial for their roller coaster,
Right.
more or less. And I guess if you're Disney, you can afford to do that. You know, and it, could be a thing where people will find it, like Tron itself could become a cult hit. People will find it years from now. And I had been thinking about. I have never seen a Tron movie at all. I was thinking about watching the 2 in preparation for the 3rd, and if the 3rd is,
I almost think
I'm
you
hearing
should
mixed.
now.
Yeah,
I guess that's the other thing is actual reviews wise and how quality the movie is. I'm hearing that it's not horrible by any stretch.
I've heard mixed to positive reviews,
right,
of the film, and I
So-
heard a couple people have said like, well, it's not the highest bar ever, but this is clearly the best Tron movie that they've
Right.
ever made. So I don't know, just the world is not.
I mean, none of them
excited
have
about
been
Tron.
cinema, but
Yeah,
at least the first 2 were enjoyable. I don't know what this one is, but
I don't know either.
probably not going to see it until it comes out on
Certainly
streaming.
not. Yeah, and probably not going to see a 4th one, maybe ever.
Possibly true.
Possibly true. Moving into some comics news out of New York City Comic-Con, DC announced a bunch of new titles, a new initiative that they're calling Next Level, on the heels of their All-In initiative. There's a bunch of new #1 titles that are coming out starting in March 2026 with great creative teams. These titles include a new Batwoman, Deathstroke the Terminator, Firestorm the Nuclear Man, Zatanna, Lobo, the Demon, the Legion of Superheroes, Batman Shadow of the Bat, and Barbara Gordon Breakout. Some of the creatives, not all the creatives have been attached to titles specifically. Batwoman will be done by Greg Rucka and Donnie. But then we also have some of the creative people involved are Mariko Tamaki, Scotty Young, Jorge Corona, Jamal Campbell, Denise Camp, Joshua Williamson, James Herron, and Tony Flicks.
Anything that Denny Camp and Josh Williamson are on, I will grab. Those 2 are cooking with gas.
Williamson, I think, was on Legion of Superheroes.
Okay.
Which is a property I'm not super familiar with. I know a little bit tangentially, but I've never actually read the books. There's also like 30 characters, like weird space X-Men kids.
You had me at Weird Space X-Men kids?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Way
Panel
to play
was
right
led
into
by.
it,
Yeah, the panel was led by powerhouse DC writer Scott Snyder, who referenced the Energon universe, the Ultimate books from Marvel, and the Absolute line of books as being an inspiration for these new titles, saying, they are within DCU continuity, but they are kind of looking to tell fresh stories and take characters in new directions. And they're referencing, taking inspiration from those three other lines, three other universes, in order to do that, which I think is cool and exciting, especially for some of these characters. Like, I feel like, I also always, when whether it's Marvel or DC, when they're announcing a new book with a lot of like prestige, it always makes me think like, are they trying to get this character a good comic run because they know they're going to announce like a TV show or a movie or something
Right.
like that? And I don't know. I feel like Zatanna has had a number of higher profile runs lately,
Yeah.
starting with Bring Down the House. Then she got her own title. Now they're rebooting her title next year, she just got a new one this year. That to me screams
We're going to use you somewhere.
we're gonna use this character. Lobo, we know, is coming out in Supergirl, so it makes sense that they would want a Lobo book on the shelves. I can also see James Gunn wanting to do something with Legion of Superheroes. Supergirl is involved with them too, so that could be some kind of tie-in. Firestorm is a pretty popular character that's never been like uh really treated with a ton of prestige because he's just kind of weird looking, I think. Um I'm
And
excited about
that's
a demon book being like Etrigan is a character that I love. I've never read a solo demon book. It's hasn't he's not like a character that has his own book too often, but pretty excited about that. I don't know what Barbara Gordon Breakout is, but I love Barbara Gordon. If she's breaking out of something, I'll read that all night and day. I don't know. I don't know what that is. And of course, Shadow of the Bat is a title from the 90s. Batman collectors in the 90s will remember that fondly. It's kind of like I don't know if this was the case, but I remember it being like kind of shorter, maybe like one shots or like two part contained stories. It wasn't necessarily like a long a long narrative. It was just like part one, part two, and then the next one is a
okay.
different story or whatever. So
Yeah, almost
um,
serialized and yeah.
yeah, exactly. Definitely more serialized for
Yep.
sure.
Um
Um,
so two things. Apparently D. Bradley Baker voiced Etrigan at one point in Batman
oh,
Brave and
cool.
Bold. And also both that and Firestorm seem very James Gunny, if that makes sense.
The demon definitely seems James Gunny for sure. So honestly, I can see him wanting to use all these characters
Yeah.
in some way.
Yeah,
We
you
we've
know he's gonna,
been.
like you said, the way they've been bringing Zatanna to the forefront, like they're gonna use her for something.
I think they're definitely going to crack into some dark magic corners of the DC universe. And we've been hearing rumors about Deathstroke for a long time. All the way back to when Ben Affleck was going to direct a Batman movie and Deathstroke was going to be the villain. And I think since then there's been a lot of rumblings of making that character a big thing in the DCU. So,
Was the only time we've recently ever seen him in Titans?
um, yeah, I mean, we got one cameo at the end of Justice League of what's his face, uh, Joe
Oh,
Man
Manganiello?
Manganiello. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you. Read my mind.
Dungeon Master
Yeah,
Extraordinaire, Joe Manganiello?
that's right. That's right. He cameoed as Deathstroke at the end of Justice League, and then in Titans, he was the bad guy in a whole season of Titans. He was pretty good in that. That was a pretty good story
Yeah.
arc for that show. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about these. A lot of these sound really cool. I can't imagine that I can put all of them on my pull list that I'm always trying to
Trim things out of.
keep low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just did a big purge and yet my stack is still growing.
yeah,
Like I'm
exactly.
down to pulling like 3 titles and I still can't keep up with that.
Same, dude. Same. I think I'm pulling Poison Ivy, Birds of Prey, and Batman, and I haven't read Birds of Prey and Poison Ivy in months.
Yeah.
Just a huge stack sitting over there.
Yep.
Something
It does give me promise that Snyder referenced Energon, Ultimate, and Absolute lines.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, speaking of
Um,
Energon, did you know that Transformers with issue 25 is being taken over by Robert Kirkman and
Yeah.
Dan Goddamn Mora on art?
Yeah, that's a crazy team.
Because I was going to drop my
Robert
Transformers poll
Kirkman.
because I wasn't keeping up with it. And then I was like, Mike, Mustache Mike over at Funky Town told me,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
you realize Mora is taking over on art. Like, he didn't even mention Kirkman taking over as the writer. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll keep it on there.
Yeah. That's a crazy team.
Yeah.
That's a crazy team. Speaking of crazy things,
Mhm.
and speaking of things I definitely will put on my poll list, even though it's a one-shot, I cannot describe to you the thrill that I felt
Yes.
when I read this news announced at New York City Comic Con. James Tynion IV, a writer that did I freeze or did you freeze? Or are you just holding
No, you're
very
good.
still?
I was just holding still.
Okay. My connection's a little wonky, I think. I don't know why. Anyway, Steve, you and I used to read a book called Something is Killing the Children.
Mm-hmm. A
We used
very
to
good
rave
book.
about it on this podcast. We only fell off of it because Funky Town wasn't able to carry Boom for a little while.
They're back
And I
now,
didn't
though,
want to drive
baby.
the two different. They are back. That's for sure. They are back now. I'm sorry I got to interrupt this again. Is my video okay to you? Because you're like super choppy for me, and a
No,
lot of
you're
times
clean.
when it's choppy for me, it's actually me that's the problem.
No, you're coming through good.
Okay, all right. Hopefully that's true. So Something is Killing the Children just put out a great one shot last week. That's a comic that I did read this week. Is Something is Killing Children. A monster hunter walks into a bar. I don't know if it's a one shot. Definitely read like a one shot. It was very good. And I was glad to be back in that world. But James Tynion announced at New York City Comic Con that for the first time ever, Boom is doing a crossover with DC Comics. And he is going to write it. Him and the artist on Something is Killing Children, Werther Deladera. The Boom DC crossover called Swamp Thing is Killing the Children. My God. The title alone, Steve. The title
It's an
alone is
A+
enough.
title. Absolute
That is
A+
enough
title.
to be worthy of a crossover. I'm assuming it was Tynion that came up with that title, but goddamn, whoever came up with that title, genius. I love Something That's Killing Children. I love Swamp Thing. I'm sure it's just a clever title because Swamp Thing is certainly not a character that kills children ever.
I would assume he gets accused of killing the children and then
That's
goes and helps solve the mystery.
very likely. Very likely, Erica Slaughter is sent to a Louisiana swamp to investigate, and maybe it initially believes that he is killing children. And I'm sure they'll have to team up. It is a one shot. I am going to buy it and read it and love it with all my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. And
100%.
speaking of comics, the aforementioned Ultimate Universe that has been so popular and so exciting, big shot in the arm for Marvel Comics, is ending.
Yeah.
I had heard rumors about this a while ago. Now they made it official at New York City Comic Con.
Yeah, this
They are
one's
ending the Ultimate Universe.
This one's been around for a while. I think it was reported a while ago and actually got brought up again that this was one of the only ways they got Hickman on to do it was because, hey, there's an end to it. Hickman is not one to just stay on and ongoing forever. Like, he's got his idea and he wants his idea to come to fruition, and then that's it. For one, that doesn't mean that this Ultimate Universe ends, period. Like, they can always come back to it. They can always continue on stories in it. But this this whole like push to get where they are currently is coming to a close. I think, what is it, issue 24 of Spidey and Black Panther.
Yeah,
and
it'll final issues will be Ultimate Endgame #1.
Yep.
Which comes out this December, I believe, and then issues 24 of Spider-Man, Black Panther, X-Men, Ultimate, obviously all those, and then
The Ultimates.
and 24 of Ultimates, and then the last one will be Ultimate Wolverine 16 in April.
And the only one of those
So-
I was still pulling was Spider-Man.
Well.
Not for any fault of any of them. Like,
Yeah.
Wolverine, I was loving. I just have so many goddamn books.
It's too much. Something's got to cut.
Just can't do it.
Got to cut something. Got to cut something. And hopefully, you're going into your local comic book store this week. You won't cut any of these fine books from your pull list. Absolute Flash number 8, Amazing Spider-Man number 14, Batman Superman World's Finest number 44, Blue Falcon and Dynamite number 2, Captain America number 4, Catwoman 80, Darkwing Duck number 6, DuckTales number 7, Dungeons and Dragons The Fallbacks. Oh, we didn't do comic reviews. I actually have a comic to review. Do you have a comic to review?
I don't.
Okay, well, I'll get through this list, then we'll do it. Flash Gordon number 12, G.I. Joe number 12, Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe number 4, I Hate Fairyland number 45, Incredible Hulk number 30, Iron and Frost number 1. It's a new Emma Frost and Iron Man book.
Right after the
Just
successful Invincible Iron Man, that was actually a really, really good run.
Oh, was it really?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
I was actually pulling that for a while because it was that quality.
Oh, wow.
Like
Great.
whoever, I can't remember who the hell was on it, but they knew how to write Tony and they knew how to write Emma.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Good to know. We got Justice League Red number 3, Crypto the Last Dog of Krypton number 5, Naked Kaiju Woman number 2, The New Gods number 11, Nightwing number 131, Punisher Red Band number 2, Sinisters 6, not the Sinister 6,
Oh, Mr.
Sinisters
Sinister's 6.
6.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
Number 1. Star Wars number 9, Star Wars Legacy of Vader number 9, Superman Unlimited 6, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1, Titans number 28, Unbreakable X-Men number 1, and Wonder Woman 26. Those are all books you will see in your local comic book store. A book you might see in your local comic book store that came out last week is Red Book by James Tynion and has art by Michael Avon Oming, letters by Tom Napolitano. This is a sequel to the series Blue Book by, I believe, the same creative team. Certainly James Tynion was the author on it. Did you ever read any of Blue Book, Steve?
I did not.
It has to do with Project Blue Book, the fabled government project. It was supposed to investigate UFOs in the 1950s or so. I've heard it was very good. I think I did read maybe one issue of it. The art style is cool. It's very not sparse, but I guess I don't know. I'm not sure the word that I want to use to describe it, but
Minimalist?
it is a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
A lot of shadows, not a lot of colors. The color choices are very specific. A lot of blacks and blues and whites and reds, and that's kind of it. But certainly creates a vibe. I would say that, I mean, it's so this book is about a bunch of conspiracy theories, and but saying why they're not conspiracy theories. Maybe not ones that exist in our life, but just ones that are in this, universe. An asteroid crashed to Earth in 1908 in the middle of the Russian wilderness, and it took people years to find it, and then they were affected weirdly by it, things like
Right.
that. And then that leads to this. 20 years later, they found this, and 20 years later, they found this, and then this was happening, and why was this happening? And it's all pretty interesting. And I got to say, it's very well written. It looks great. It's very stylistic. I guess that's the word I was trying to look for when I was describing the art. However, it's just like a lot of text. It's a lot of telling and not showing.
Yep.
For me, it's like there's all 90% of it is all just like,
Right.
just like
Heavy
narration.
Very verbose.
It's like you're reading a dossier. It's like you're reading a file.
Okay.
On these events instead of, there's very little dialogue. There's no main character. There's no there's no like point of view other than narration. So you're just kind of reading a textbook about possible alien sightings and things like that, and experiences that people have said. And if that's the kind of thing that I was in the mood for, it'd be great. But when I sat down to read this, I was like, well, I'm not really in the mood for this right now, but I
Right.
had to read it because I had to record a review of it. Um, so I can't say that you shouldn't read it, but it wasn't really for me. And I'm not into conspiratorial alien stories enough um, for me to just really love this. If, like I said, if there was like a point of view and a character that I could latch onto and follow and relate
Yeah.
to in some way, or be nervous for, or see something through their eyes, um, then I might have been more into it. But it didn't really move the needle for me. But if you liked, but again, I didn't read much at all of Project Blue Book, so
Right.
if you're into that book, I'm sure you'll be more into this book. Um, and yeah, that's my review
Nice.
of Red Book by James Tynion, a great writer.
Well, there you go.
Are you pulling any of these books that I read furiously?
Uh,
Anything going home with you?
no, I'm
I don't know
curious
that I've
about
taken
Tales of the TMNT. I'm curious about
Yeah, sure.
Unbreakable X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
You saw my reaction to Naked
Naked
Kaiju,
Kaiju
Woman
Woman?
2.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was an issue 1 of that, but
I feel like I remember seeing Naked Kaiju Woman #1, but it feels like it was a long time ago. For
I
me.
feel
could
like
be
I
wrong.
probably had the exact same reaction to it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
D&D The Fallbacks is, it's Greg Pak and
Yeah.
God, Wilton Santos. So like, there's options there. Yeah, I don't know. I'll give a couple of them a run for their money.
Nice.
But yeah, I do want to highlight a couple of finds from the con this weekend.
Oh yeah, I got a couple good finds too.
Yeah.
Tell the people.
So
Yours are better than mine.
yeah, there were a couple vendors around, but snagged issue 1, actually 1 through 3 of TMNT Adventures, the 1987 3-part miniseries, 1989 maybe.
I have number 3.
You have
because I
number
bought
3?
it when I was a kid. Yeah.
That one?
That's the one, baby. Yep.
Yeah, I saw the 3-pack, like all 3 of them in the bins, and I was like, sure, I need to add that to my collection.
Yeah, of course.
And then the highlight of the weekend, Werewolf by Night #1. It is an absolute beat to shit copy, but it's a Werewolf by Night #1.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I don't care. It looks great.
Right.
I love. Yeah, it looks great.
Like,
it looks great.
Why not?
Why not?
So
I was able to snag 3 first appearances. I got the first full appearance of Jason Todd as a character. I think in the issue before this one, he's like in shadow or something, or you don't actually see him. This is the first, so it's the first full appearance of Jason Todd. I got the first appearance of Lucius Fox, and the first appearance of Amanda Waller.
Oh.
Some pretty cool characters, and yeah, they were. They're not pristine copies.
Right.
They were priced very low. Less than I expected to find them for.
Yeah.
And I was like, yoink. Gonna be taking that one home with me. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
grabbed
a random, like, actually it's a decent copy of Brave and the Bold 102 for like $5.
Yeah, I know, that's really cool.
I saw it, I'm like, I just like the cover. I don't care what's inside it.
Yeah. I got like an Avengers book that was like a few bucks, but it was like,
so you bought a Marvel book like that, and I bought a DC book like that.
Yeah. It was like a showdown with Ultron or something like that. Like,
nice.
I don't even know if it's worth it,
right,
or if it's a key issue of any kind.
But
but cool.
Just fun.
Just fun. And speaking of fun, we're probably going to wrap this puppy up by talking about the end of Peacemaker Season 2, which happened this past Thursday.
Which was a really goddamn long episode.
It was almost an hour long.
Yeah.
They had a lot to get to. Had a lot to do.
They did.
And I feel, I'll say non-spoilerly, I read that it's getting like mixed reactions. I thought it was great. It was definitely different than I expected. But like, thinking about it, like, I understand why it was the way it was, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, I would agree. on both accounts. Like, I can understand why people would have mixed reactions.
Mhm.
One thing I heard was that people thought it was a little MCU-y.
Oh, that's
If
not what
that
I heard
makes
at all.
sense.
Okay.
More in the sense that it's setting other stuff up instead of bringing things to
Oh,
uh,
okay.
like finishing the season. I thought it
Yeah.
did both quite well.
I agree with you. Yes.
So,
Well, cool. If you have not finished season 2 of Peacemaker, then you definitely don't want to hear us tell you what happened. So you should stop listening, stop watching or whatever right now. You should go follow us on socials, like and subscribe to us on your podcatcher of choice, on YouTube, wherever you're listening to this, wherever you're experiencing us. Subscribe to us on that thing. And you can check us out on Patreon if you want to throw us some monthly money. Maybe we'll do something for you. And this right now is your friendly neighborhood spoiler warning for the season finale of Peacemaker Season 2. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people that think that all resolution has to be found through violence or through fighting,
right.
right? And I don't think that's the case, especially when um that's like the complaint that I'm seeing. Like it was boring and they didn't happen or whatever. Like,
How
well,
is
like
that boring in any way, shape, or
there's
form?
tons of there's tons of emotional through lines that were going for the entire season.
Yeah.
That were wrapped up. Like the biggest one being between Chris and Harcourt.
Yeah.
Which got very much addressed at the end of this. And also his friendship with Adebayo has been up and down this season. And goddamn, she was incredible.
Dude,
and that scene in the motel.
Yeah.
It's an Oscar nominated actress right there. And you can tell.
Uh-huh.
Like she was on fire in that scene. She was incredible.
There was a
Tear
point
running
where
down her face.
there was a point where I was literally looking at her when she was sitting there crying and her eyes were bloodshot as shit. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know how she pulls that. Like
How is she doing that?
It brought me out of the scene in the best way of like, how the fuck is she doing this?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in, we catch up with him. He's in prison. He doesn't want to see anybody. Adebayo finally convinces Adrian to let them use his blood money, quote unquote, that he has stolen from drug runners and things over the years, to get a lawyer to bail out Chris, and they do. He's hesitant, but they talk him into doing it. He has to because they bail him out. But he still doesn't want to see them. After that, we get a crazy montage of Argus people going through the quantum unfolding chamber door by door, either finding locked doors or trying to look for something. Rick Flag is saying that they are looking for something. We don't know what.
Right.
But we do notice that he is hiring more and more of Lex Luthor's former employees to help with this project, getting more and more in bed with Luthor Corp, which I'm sure is going to be a part of the future of the DCU.
Oh, yeah.
Rick Flag
That'll end well.
getting in bed with Luthor. Yeah. And slowly but surely we see some of these other universes, which are terrifying and sometimes very funny.
That first one was just amazing.
The Candyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Horrifying.
you watch at the end the special features too? Like how they so after the credits rolled, there was another like 10 minutes of them talking about stuff.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go back and watch it. No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
So they were talking about the cute little gremlin shit stains that assaulted them.
Yeah.
Wreck that dude.
Yeah.
That like the one that they pull apart and a couple of the other ones were actual practical
Yes.
like jelly like things that they were actually pulling apart and that. I was like, They kind of went into some of that. I was quite impressed with how they
I
pulled that off.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I listened to the official James Gunn hosted
Yep.
wrap up follow up podcast, and they talked about it there too, which is crazy. Um, and you see, eventually in the show we get a montage of doors being tested, universes being tested, other people dying, other people getting left behind or whatever, and what you see is people that were previously more comfortable working with Rick Flag, including Harcourt, but also Sasha Bordeaux
Yep.
and Langston Fleury. It's Langston, Tim Meadows'
Sure.
character? Yeah.
Sounds right.
You see them starting to sour on this, and Fleury is like really fucked up by that kid that gets his face eaten off by those Candyland gremlins. Like he's really upset by it.
The one that he was ripping on horribly.
Yeah, he's been ripping on him all season.
Yeah.
Ripping on all season. And then you see that like, oh, he really cared about these people. And that's kind of similar to that scene in the earlier episode where Flag, they have Chris in custody on in Argus, and Rick Flag is beating the shit out of him. And they're like, John Economos, you have to book him so that they can't kill him. Like if they book him, there's a record of him being there, and he does that, and then they cut to Tim Meadows going like, "It's a good thing that you did that," So like it shows like, no, he's not just a goofball, like and this was another.
Right.
Oh,
like
he's a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He actually does care about people. And we find out. I mean, the other emotional scene that we got in this episode that I loved was another scene with Adebayo breaking up with her wife, her estranged wife at this point, which was again really well acted, but also really well written. And I really thought, I was trying to think, I was like, how many movies or like sequels or even shows or whatever where initially there's a love interest and they think, you know what, it'd be more fun if this person wasn't tied down to somebody, so let's we'll just have a line of dialogue saying, oh yeah, we broke up or something, or
Right.
we're on the outs right now or something like that. But like if you take 5 minutes and write an amazing emotional scene, then it'll like resonate way more.
Go figure.
Mean so much more to the people watching and to the characters. Like it's so much more depth that you can get if you just take the time to like show somebody breaking up and give them some real dialogue around it. Like I really liked it a lot. It's great. But eventually, through all this, what we learn is that Rick Flag is trying to find another hospitable planet for human beings. And there's a scene where Harcourt and Economos are talking about what he could possibly be needing it for. And Harcourt's like, supplies and, a place to go when we need to save humanity or whatever, like whatever, resources.
Right.
And Economos has that great line, is like, when has anything we've ever done been for the good of humanity? Like they're both like, and Harcourt's someone that's always been like, no, I do the job. I got a job and I do it. Doesn't matter why I'm doing it. That's my job and that's what I do. Even she's starting to be like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I'd rather, they both, her and Economos, are like, we would rather be doing something for the good of humanity. Suddenly, finally. But we find out, or Sasha Bordeaux finds out and tells Harcourt that it's not for resources. He's finding this planet so he can use it as a prison for meta-humans and just keep them there, throw them there, and just let them figure it out themselves. He doesn't have to worry about it because they have the quantum unfolding chamber, the door they can set up anywhere on that planet once they connect to it. So it's not like a door that people will be waiting near or be able to know where it is in order to try to escape. They can just throw a bunch of people in there, and they call this planet Salvation, this prison planet Salvation, which is a thing from DC Comics.
Oh.
As a miniseries called Salvation Run that I don't even think, based on I'd heard of this before. I've never read it. I've seen the title before. I've heard people talk about it, or I've read people talking about it or referencing it. I looked it up just on Amazon real quick. I don't think there's a collected version of this story, which is crazy considering they probably knew that this is where Peacemaker was going. They probably should have gotten one together. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do. They announce that probably pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it is very much that. I think it is Amanda Waller that does it instead of Rick Flag, or maybe it's Amanda Waller and Rick Flag in the story that does. They set up a multi-dimensional portal, access to a hospitable planet to put a bunch of like superpowered bad guys there. I haven't read the full story, so I don't know what happens. But
yeah, Flag in the comics, like Flag Senior in the comics, how is he portrayed compared to what Grillo is doing?
I don't really know much about Rick Flag Sr. in the comics because from what I'm pretty sure it's just Rick Flag. Like it would be Joel Kinnaman's character.
Right.
If he hadn't died in the Suicide Squad.
Gotcha.
But there is a Rick Flag Sr. The Suicide Squad was a nickname from like a World War I or World War II like combat.
Howling Commandos style. Yeah.
Exactly. And that was commanded by Rick Flag Sr.
Okay.
So, but he's like either too old or long gone by the time Task Force X comes around and Rick Flag Jr. starts commanding the new Suicide Squad Task Force X under Amanda Waller. So, I don't believe there's really a modern Flag Sr. to my knowledge. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, tell me, shout me out, tell me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, kind of like a classic James Gunn thing where I'll just take this a character that nobody really knows anything about, and then I can do with them whatever I want. I can portray them however to portray them.
No, that works.
Yeah, it works exactly. So Sasha Bordeaux is not too happy about the prison for metahumans because she is a metahuman. She's a cyborg. So she tells Harcourt about it. Harcourt introduces her to Adebayo. They all start talking about stuff. And long story short, long montage short, they form Checkmate, which is another organization from DC Comics that Sasha Bordeaux is affiliated with. Just kind of like another, not super dissimilar to Argus or, whoever, going on missions, but it's more like on the up and up, and it's less, they're trying to do good and not do, skeevy government stuff.
Right.
So, and looks like we're going to get a happy ending. Harcourt and Chris seem like they're together at a Foxy Shazam concert, kissing and enjoying each other's company. But then, oh no. Chris gets taken by Rick Flag and thrown. He's the first person thrown into the multidimensional prison. And that's the end of our series. And currently, no plans for Peacemaker Season 3. My guess is that we will see these characters in Man of Tomorrow. And I'm guessing that because there was a quote from James Gunn specifically saying, first he said that Lanterns is very connected to everything that we're seeing. He says, it may not seem like it, but it's all very connected. And he also says, I'm not expecting people to go into Man of Tomorrow and to know what salvation is when he's talking about connecting things. But he said, you'll find out anything you need to know about metahumans disappearing through that movie. So, and in the podcast wrap-up episode that I listened to, he did say that how this salvation planet is a big part of their intentions for the DCU moving forward. So what we've seen in this finale of Peacemaker Season 2 definitely seems to be something that's going to set up a lot moving forward. So
yep.
That was me talking a lot. I feel like I just summarized the entire episode. I watched it today, so it was very fresh in my brain.
Oh, I watched it last night. So
yeah. Any highlights? Any thoughts?
No, I thought they tied it all up pretty well. Like,
yeah,
It's I don't know. I don't get the criticism of it. Like you said, you can tie up a series, you can tie up a season without a big fight. Like
Right. Yeah.
this whole
But
season was about character growth. And we
Yes.
got to a point where it showed all that character growth for all of those characters.
I agree. And I think a lot of people, including myself, going into episode 8, was thinking that there was going to be a big action sequence in the finale because that's how the season 1 ended with
Right.
the big, showdown on the farm with the cow. Like that was a huge CGI action splatterfest at the end of that first season. But we kind of got that in episode 7.
Yeah.
Right? Like what else? What can we possibly do? We got incredibly violent siege on that house at the end of episode 7. So we're just gonna do more of that. You know, we got to see a guy get his face bitten off by weird Candyland imps, and we see giant skull spiders walking around. Like we saw some shit for sure in
It's true.
episode 8. Oh my god, how touching was it that Eagly gave a half hug to Economos?
That was
Because
so
Economos took care of him while Chris was
Yeah.
in prison. Isn't that adorable? Adorable.
I mean, if somebody gave me that many ultra processed meats, I would give them a half hug too.
True. But it's also nice to know that there's now that Chris is like gone, imprisoned somewhere that they can't get to him. It's nice to know that Eagly's not going to be alone.
It's true.
Eagly has someone to watch over him.
It is true.
So my guess is that we will see a lot of these characters sooner rather than later, whether it's in Supergirl, could even be in Lanterns. We don't know what Lanterns is. We don't know what that is at all. You could see him in Lanterns. My guess is that we will see most of them in Man of Tomorrow, because it seems like this is, James Gunn has said that Peacemaker season 2 really sets up Man of Tomorrow, and I think episode 8 is that's what we saw in episode 8 was being set up for that movie. So, especially including considering that it had so many Lex Luthor people in it.
Right. It was, I mean, that was kind of the weird part to me was how much it tied in
to Superman.
I wasn't remotely expecting that to be, what we were going to get. And
no, me either.
I was also, I guess it didn't really matter, even if you didn't realize that or have any clue. Like, my wife seemed to love it, whether or not she still hasn't seen Superman, and she was still fine with it.
Yeah, and I was thinking that too. I was like, it doesn't matter that I know who these people are is making a big difference to me, but like they're not being introduced in a way where the show isn't telling you like you should know who this character is. Like Otis. We see Otis in this episode, but it's not like there was a knock on the door and the camera swung around and all the characters were like, "Who's that?" And then it opened the door to reveal Otis. Oh my god! And, it wasn't like that.
Right.
It was just like, "Oh my god, that's Otis." But like, if you don't, you're just like, "That's just a guy."
Right.
Guy that used to work for Luthor, I guess.
Dude's there doing dude things.
Yeah. And I know we've said this before, but James Gunn's insistence on making every project watchable without having to see the other stuff is definitely going to be harder as the universe develops, for sure. But I don't think it's impossible.
No,
I don't think it's impossible.
We'll see where it goes.
So we'll see where it goes. I was a big fan of this season. I will likely rewatch it at some point in the future. And but that's all I got to say about it right now. Steve, you got anything else?
Good here.
All right. Well, send us an email. Check us out online. Do all the things that we've told you to do already.
Oh, for the record, Richard showed up late, so.
Oh, Richard, love you, buddy. Sorry that we're just signing off, but you're here just in time to hear me say, until next time, as the two sunset over the burnt corpses of Owen and Baru Lars, we say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.